like usual, to go on a random trip to Milwaukee. We were a newly acquainted group of friends, and it seemed like it had the potential for fun. So when we arrived in Milwaukee, we had found out that the concert that we were going to attend was sold out, and the game that had started an hour before we had arrived. So the Formidable Five, being the sharp young men as we were, thought what better than to try to get into a bar. While walking through what seemed to be the ghetto, we arrived at a small bar called the New Yorker. We grabbed a bite to eat at the Subway next door, and sat down at the bar where an old man named Sal asked the most infamous words an underage drinker hopes to hear. What'll you have? After sipping our first beers, we all noticed an old guy sitting at the end of the bar with what seemed to be his wife. This man notably became known as Lesbian Dr. Phil. This man, you could say, was one of the strangest people I have met. No, he is the strangest person I've ever met. While I can't tell exactly what Lesbian Dr. Phil talked to us about, I can give some insight. Let's just say the majority of his stories were about his sister, a cow, and masturbation. Luckily, Phil left with Scott's phone number, and the drinking continued. The night soon progressed into karaoke, where a great number of songs were sung, and sung horribly at that. The most memorable song, perhaps, was the one sung by John. I have no idea what song it was, or what style of music it was, but let's just say it may have been worse than Hurricane Katrina. After listening to a dying seal sing, I started to withdraw more money. With more money comes more booze, and with more booze, the night gets blurrier. The last thing I remember from our night at the New Yorker was myself standing outside the bar, puking, waiting for Scott, she had on 2 cougars, and then getting into the car the next morning and leaving the parking garage without paying a cent for parking. I guess you could say after this experience, a group of friends became the Formidable Five, a group of young gentlemen with a knack for the unexpected, plus drinking.